Right now, in this exact minute, something is shifting in your life, even if nothing around you looks different yet. You felt a pull to open this message today, and dear one, that pull was not random. Something is moving toward you, quietly, gently, and it has been on its way for a very long time. Before we go further, I want you to do something small but powerful. Type the "I believe it" in the comments below, just to let your energy be known. This is how we open the door together. The moment you type it, you are telling the universe, I am here, I am open, I am ready to receive. So go ahead, do it now, then come back and keep reading, because what comes next is meant just for you. Dear one, today I want to speak to you heart to heart. Not through fear, not through worry, but through a soft and steady voice that lives quietly inside your own chest. This message found you today for a reason. It did not arrive by accident. Something beyond what your eyes can see is moving closer to your heart. Something that time itself has been holding, waiting for the right moment to place gently into your life. I know the road has not always been easy. I know there have been nights where you felt tired of waiting, tired of wondering if love like this is even real. But dear one, everything is about to unfold for you in a way you did not expect. It will not look like the stories you were told growing up. It will be softer, deeper, more real than anything you imagined. There will be no loud announcement when it happens. No fireworks, no dramatic scene. Instead, it will feel like a quiet kind of peace. A moment where the whole world seems to slow down just a little, as if time itself is making space for two souls who were always meant to meet. You may feel a small shift in the air around you, a different kind of energy, maybe even a gentle warmth in your chest. And in that moment, you will simply know, without needing anyone to explain it to you, that something wonderful is beginning. Welcome to the Angel's Message for You original channel. Please check the channel name carefully. It's Angel's Message for You. This is our only official channel. Beware of copycat and fake channels. Stay connected to the original source to receive authentic angel messages and true blessings. A very special thank you to Margaret and Elaine for sowing your seed for Soulmate here through Ko-Fi link. Super thanks. May this seed return to you multiplied with soulmate blessings, divine protection, love, well-being, and abundance. May the angels guide and watch over you always. Thank you for your beautiful support. Blessings always. Every small detail, every simple gesture will start to feel like it carries more meaning than usual. Your soulmate is walking toward you right now, one step at a time, and this meeting will become one of the most important turning points in your whole life, opening a door to a new kind of understanding, a new kind of love. When the moment comes, you will recognize it, even if you cannot fully explain why. Life is already setting the stage, quietly, patiently. Stay open, stay soft. Pay attention to the small signs already showing up around you. This is how these things tend to work. Quiet, patient, almost invisible until suddenly it is not, and everything changes at once. You might be caught up in an ordinary day, busy with small tasks, never imagining that life is preparing something meaningful just around the corner. The soul who is walking toward you is getting closer, and the way you meet will likely feel simple on the surface but deeply meaningful underneath. It will not need grand gestures or big speeches. It might come through something as small as a glance, a shared laugh, or a few ordinary words exchanged in passing. But something inside you will know right away. Your heart will beat a little faster, and a quiet voice from somewhere deep within will whisper, "This is the one." It might feel like the rest of the world fades into the background for just a moment, leaving only you and this person who has been waiting in their own way for this meeting too. Your mind might try to reason it away, but your heart will already know, without any doubt, that something bigger is happening. This soul may feel strangely familiar, as if you have crossed paths before in some way you cannot quite place. It may feel like your two life stories were always quietly woven together, long before this moment ever arrived. And gently, you will begin to understand that every difficult chapter, every doubt, every long search was somehow leading you here. There will be no need for a big speech to confirm what your heart already senses. Just a quiet understanding between you both, a silent knowing that something has finally clicked into place. And in that moment, the love that has been waiting patiently to bloom will begin to show itself, little by little. When life finally weaves this connection together, something inside you will shift, not just on the surface but somewhere deeper, somewhere spiritual. It will feel like waking up from a long, heavy sleep. Colors will feel brighter. Sounds will feel clearer. Ordinary things will suddenly feel alive with meaning, as if the whole world adjusted itself just to welcome this long-awaited chapter of your life. This person is not just someone who happens to be there. They bring a new way of seeing things, a new understanding of who you are and what you are capable of feeling. It will feel like a key turning quietly inside your heart, opening feelings you did not even know were sitting there, waiting. Picture a beam of light breaking gently through heavy clouds after a long storm, lighting up a quiet field below. That is the kind of impact this meeting will have on your life, dear one. Two souls meeting like this is rare and beautiful, almost too big for words to fully capture. There will be a stillness, not just around you, but inside you, as if time itself is making room for what is about to happen. Picture yourself somewhere completely ordinary. A coffee shop, a busy sidewalk, a place you walk past all the time without a second thought. It will feel like just another regular day, everything following its normal rhythm. And then, without warning, your eyes will meet someone else's. It will not feel like a normal glance. It will feel like a look that carries years of meaning behind it, as if time itself paused for that 1 second. In that gaze, something will shift. You will feel a quiet rush of energy move through you, something that goes past the physical and touches something much deeper inside your spirit. You will not need words to understand what is happening. There will simply be a quiet certainty that somehow, in some way, you already know this soul. Not through memory exactly, but on a much deeper level. Your heart will pick up its pace. The air around you will feel different, and everything that once felt ordinary will suddenly feel meaningful. For a moment, the rest of the world will fade into the background, like a quiet backdrop, while your full attention rests on this one connection. It will feel like puzzle pieces finally fitting into place. All the confusion, the doubts, the long searching will suddenly start to make sense. This person, who was once a stranger, will start to feel like the missing piece you did not know you were looking for. You may only exchange a few simple words at first, maybe about something completely ordinary, but underneath each word there will be a whole world of feeling quietly unfolding. It will feel like every word spoken carries a quiet promise that this meeting is only the very beginning of something much bigger. And what happens after, dear one, will feel like life finally keeping a promise it made to you long ago. There will be no hesitation, no second guessing. You will feel drawn to each other the way two magnets are drawn together, unable to resist the quiet pull between you. Even something as simple as your hands brushing together might feel like a small spark of energy running through your whole body, as if an invisible thread is gently pulling everything into place. Every small gesture, every shared smile, every quiet word exchanged will feel like a soft, natural rhythm, almost like a dance you did not have to learn. What will feel most surprising is just how natural it all feels. No rushing, no anxiety, just a calm certainty that this meeting was always going to happen sooner or later. You may talk for hours or maybe only a few minutes, but every second will feel like it stretches on, almost timeless. What follows this meeting will be a natural, gentle unfolding. You will walk forward together, side by side, guided by something bigger than either of you fully understands. There will be challenges because every meaningful love faces some kind of test. But what will make this one different is the depth of connection underneath it all. You will not just be partners moving through life side by side. You will feel like mirrors for each other, reflecting the deepest, truest parts of who you both really are. This bond will feel like a quiet flame, steady and warm, lighting up everything around it. In silence, you will feel completely comfortable, like words are not always necessary. In hard moments, you will find strength simply by standing together. This love will feel like a safe place to land, somewhere you can both rest even when the world outside feels chaotic. There will be lightness in it too, small joys, little details about each other that make you smile, almost like seeing the world fresh again, the way you did as a child. The soulmate you have been waiting for will finally be close, and each day together will feel like another small chance to grow closer, to understand each other more deeply. This kind of love does not stay small. It grows wide and deep, stretching far beyond what feels ordinary. Even on hard days, this connection will feel like an anchor, something steady to hold on to. This meeting will mark the start of a new chapter, one that feels like it was quietly written long before you ever crossed paths. Get ready, dear one, because your soulmate is on the way. The timing is getting closer, and when this meeting finally happens, it will feel like everything around you is quietly celebrating two souls finally landing exactly where they were always meant to be. And when it happens, you will simply know, without a shadow of a doubt, that the love that life set aside for you has finally arrived. When this meeting takes place, it will feel meaningful enough to stay with you for the rest of your life. It will approach quietly, like a soft breeze carrying something important underneath its gentleness. And in that exact moment, it will feel like a veil is lifted, letting you see, not just with your eyes, but with your whole heart, the soul meant to walk beside you. This will not feel like an ordinary coincidence. It will feel charged with meaning, something that resonates through your entire being. You might be surrounded by other people, maybe somewhere unexpected, but in that moment, everything else will feel irrelevant. It will feel like the whole world quietly paused just for the two of you, like the universe softly whispered, "Now." You may notice this person from a distance, and your heart will pick up its pace, almost recognizing them before your mind fully catches up. There may be no need for words in that first instant. The quiet between you will feel like a deep, wordless conversation, like two souls reconnecting after a long time apart. Your eyes will meet, and something invisible will feel like it connects you instantly. The air might feel lighter. The space between you might feel like it is gently closing, almost without you noticing. What you will feel most is a pull toward this person, something you cannot quite explain but also cannot ignore. No matter how ordinary the setting feels, something meaningful will happen inside you. This meeting will carry a strange kind of familiarity, like recognizing a sense of home somewhere unexpected. There will be a calm, a peace you did not know you needed, yet somehow it feels like it has been there all along, quietly waiting for this exact moment. It does not matter if you are in a coffee shop, a park, or somewhere crowded. Wherever it happens, that place will feel different because of what is unfolding inside it. Dear soul, Before we continue, I'd like to invite you to do something truly meaningful for your soulmate journey. The bond between soulmates is precious, and at times, it can feel vulnerable to negativity, envy, or the evil eye from the world around us, even when no harm is intended. If your heart is calling you to cover this connection with an extra layer of love, faith, and protection, you can sow your seed for your soulmate through Ko-Fi Super Thanks. You'll find the Ko-Fi link in the video description and the pinned comment. This simple act can become a heartfelt expression of your intention, inviting the angels to watch over your soulmate connection, surround it with divine light, and guide it as it continues to grow in the right time and in the right way. If you feel led to do so, thank you from the bottom of my heart. May your kindness return to you multiplied, and may your soulmate journey be filled with peace, hope, and divine guidance. Let's continue with the angel message. As you get closer, the first moments will feel charged with something hard to put into words. There might be a shy smile, or maybe a quiet pause filled with anticipation. But what matters most will not be what is said out loud. It will be what your hearts are quietly saying to each other. You will recognize the waiting, the quiet longing, in each other's eyes, and the response will feel like mutual acceptance, like life finally following through on something it had promised you both. When you first hear this person's voice, it might feel oddly familiar, like a melody you have heard somewhere before but cannot quite place. The words spoken might be simple, but they will carry a weight that settles gently inside you. Conversation will feel easy, almost like you have talked many times before. Even though this is the first time in this life, there will be a natural ease to it, a connection that goes beyond logic, and somewhere deep inside, you will know with quiet certainty that something meaningful is happening. You might laugh together, share small stories, talk about ordinary things, but the depth underneath the conversation will go far beyond the words themselves. Every glance, every gesture, even the quiet pauses, will feel like they hold a little extra meaning, almost like each moment is being gently guided into place. In every smile, in every word, there will be a quiet promise that this is only the beginning of something much bigger, something that was already written long before this moment arrived. It will feel like two pieces of a puzzle finally fitting together, revealing a bigger picture that was always there but only now becoming clear. From that point forward, life will feel like it shifts direction. What once felt uncertain will begin to feel clear. There might be a small exchange of touch, a handshake, a light hug, or something even softer, but in that touch, it will feel like energy quietly flows between you. It will feel like everything around you is gently blessing this connection, wrapping you both in a quiet sense of protection and warmth. This love will feel deep enough to move past logic, something felt in every part of your being. In that moment, you will sense that your paths crossing was never random. Every twist, every hard season, every frustration along the way will start to feel like preparation for this exact moment. And now, finally, you will feel like you are exactly where you are meant to be, standing in front of your soulmate, heart full of gratitude. As time passes, this bond will only grow stronger. Life will start to feel lighter, more meaningful. Your days will be filled with small wins, quiet moments of shared silence, and conversations that warm your heart. You will feel like more than partners. You will feel like true companions on a journey that stretches beyond this one life. In this person, you will find a safe place, somewhere you can be fully yourself without pretending, without fear. It will be a love that heals, that fills you up, that lifts you higher, and your soulmate will feel the same because of you. Together, you will build something steady, something that holds strong through time and difficulty. because what connects true soulmates is something deeply solid. Remember, dear one, this meeting is only the start. The real magic will happen in the small, everyday moments, when you look at this person and realize the love between you feels like it stretches far beyond time itself, like it was destined long before either of you arrived in this life. I want you to understand something important, something many people overlook. What is meant for you cannot be rushed. I know your heart carries a quiet longing, a deep wish to feel this kind of connection, to finally meet the person meant to walk beside you. But timing in life often works differently than we expect, and the right moment simply cannot be forced. I know you are searching, quietly asking yourself when this will happen. And I want to gently remind you that it tends to arrive when you least expect it. This connection may feel sudden, almost like a bolt of light cutting through a calm sky, catching you completely off guard. You might be caught up in daily life, distracted by small worries, when suddenly everything shifts. There will be no big announcement. It will feel like a quiet moment of recognition, as if the whole world paused just for you and this person to finally find each other. And somehow you will simply know. A warm feeling will rise in your chest, immediate and unmistakable. There will be no need for long explanations, no lingering questions, because deep down, your spirit will recognize someone who has always felt present in some quiet way, even before you met. In that moment, the noise of the outside world will feel like it fades. Just the two of you, wrapped in a connection that feels bigger than anything physical, anything ordinary. This person is not simply someone passing through your life. They may help unlock parts of you that have been quiet for a long time, maybe even hidden away because of past pain or fear. But when this meeting happens, something inside you will begin to wake up, gently, naturally, and you may wonder how you managed without this presence for so long. Of course, not everything will be understood right away. There will still be mystery, and part of the beauty will be slowly discovering it together. But what feels certain is that this meeting will not be something you can force or predict. It will feel like a surprise, the kind that makes you pause and appreciate how perfectly things sometimes fall into place. Nothing will stop it from happening exactly when it is meant to. When that moment arrives, dear one, it will feel like a new horizon opening up in front of you. Old doubts and worries will start to fall away, like leaves drifting in an autumn breeze. This meeting will feel powerful enough to quiet many of the old questions you have carried about love and purpose. Picture an ordinary day, nothing special about it at first, and then suddenly, something extraordinary unfolds. Stay open, dear one, because the moment is getting closer. When your soulmate finally steps into your life, it will feel like a gentle awakening, soft yet powerful at the same time. There will be no warning signs beforehand. It will feel sudden, yet somehow completely natural, like the quiet arrival of morning after a long, still night. That first meeting when your paths finally cross in. This life will feel unforgettable. It will not feel like a shock or a loud moment. Instead, it will feel like a quiet recognition, a peace that settles over you in a way that feels overwhelming in the best sense. There will be a brief second when your eyes meet theirs, and everything around you will seem to blur, just for a moment, while your spirit quietly recognizes what it has been searching for. Life up until that point may have felt like a puzzle missing a few pieces, but in that instant, the final piece will feel like it clicks into place. There may not be many words needed at first. Maybe just a simple look, a soft smile, a quiet sense of familiarity, almost like knowing this person from somewhere else, some other time. There will be no fear, no doubt, just a gentle certainty settling into your heart. This meeting will feel like a flower slowly opening under warm sunlight, quiet but full of life, carrying a strength that cannot always be seen but can definitely be felt. In that look between you, there will be unspoken promises, old hopes, and future possibilities, all without needing explanation, because somewhere deep down, you will already feel like you know each other. When you finally stand close to one another, it will feel like a meaningful, almost sacred moment. The words that eventually come will feel layered with meaning, like echoes of something timeless. You will not simply be talking. It will feel like continuing a story that started long before this meeting. Even in quiet moments together, more will be shared in the silence than in long conversations. You will understand each other on a level that feels deeper than logic. This person may bring forward feelings you had forgotten you carried, a sense of wholeness, of belonging, of a journey finally making sense. Their presence in your life may feel like a light gently reaching into parts of you that felt hidden for a long time, leaving behind clarity that warms your spirit. As time seems to slow, the connection between you may grow stronger. You may start to feel like this is not just a simple meeting, but something deeper, like two spirits who were separated for a while finally coming back together. There may be an unspoken rhythm between you, a quiet exchange only the two of you can really feel. This connection may feel intense enough that, for a brief moment, everything else quietly fades, leaving only the present moment, clear and real. Everything you experienced before this meeting may start to feel like preparation for this exact moment. All the hard seasons, the doubts, the heavy days, may start to feel like they finally make sense in this presence. This look, this quiet connection. Standing there, you may feel a warmth settle over you, a feeling of truly belonging, like you have finally arrived somewhere you were always meant to be. There may be a quiet, mutual understanding, like your spirits are gently saying, "I know you. I have been waiting for you. I always knew you would come." This may not simply feel like meeting someone new. It may feel like finding a missing piece of yourself. There may be a small touch, hands gently brushing, or a warm embrace, but what matters will not be the gesture itself. It will be what it represents. Two spirits who searched for each other for a long time, finally coming back together. And when that happens, it may feel like the rest of the world quietly fades, leaving only the connection between you, deep and lasting, finally able to be fully lived. Prepare yourself, dear one, because your soulmate is on the way. And when that moment finally arrives, it may feel like everything in your life was quietly leading up to this meeting. It will feel like the start of a beautiful new chapter, one you will walk through together, side by side, as two spirits who were always meant to find each other. You will feel whole, and life will feel different afterward. Every moment spent with this person may feel layered with quiet depth. As you grow closer, every gesture, every touch may feel meaningful, almost like sealing something that was quietly agreed upon long before you ever physically met. In this meeting, what stands out most will not be the words exchanged, but what is felt underneath them. Your hearts may feel like they beat in rhythm together, creating something whole and steady, wrapped in a quiet reverence where feelings speak louder than words ever could. That first touch may feel light, almost delicate, yet carrying the weight of a long wait, a quiet flash of recognition moving through you. There will be no lingering doubt, only a calm certainty, as if all your old questions quietly settle at once. Every small detail may feel vivid, the scent of the air, distant sounds, gentle warmth surrounding you, as though everything around you is quietly witnessing this meaningful moment. Dear soul, before we continue, I'd like to invite you to do something truly meaningful for your soulmate journey. Sometimes, the greatest act of faith is giving thanks before the blessing arrives. Even when you cannot yet see what God is preparing, He may already be working behind the scenes, bringing two hearts closer in His perfect timing. If your heart is calling you to express that faith and gratitude, you can sow your seed for your soulmate through Ko-Fi Super Thanks. You'll find the Ko-Fi link in the video description and the pinned comment. This simple act can become a heartfelt expression of your trust, placing your soulmate journey into God's loving hands and asking Him to bless your future relationship. Prepare both hearts with wisdom and peace, and guide your paths together at the perfect moment. May God return your generosity many times over, and may your soulmate journey be filled with unexpected blessings, divine timing, and lasting love. Amen. You may realize that what is happening reaches far beyond anything physical. It may feel spiritual, something deeply meaningful, and in that awareness, there may be no need to say much at all. Communication may happen through glances, through small gestures, through quiet moments where time feels like it folds gently in on itself. When a simple touch turns into an embrace, it may feel like two long-separated energies finally reuniting. This embrace may not just be comforting. It may feel like a quiet merging, like two spirits shaped to eventually find one another. As you sense this, something inside you may settle in a way you have never quite felt before. You may sense the weight of past experiences, not only from this life but perhaps others too, quiet impressions and feelings that have been resting inside you for a long time, now slowly coming together to form a clearer picture of who you are as two. Dear one, as you move through this new chapter, a deep feeling may settle over you. Something may be only whispered quietly in your heart before, now shining more clearly. This person may not simply be here to share moments with you. They may help complete something that felt missing, gently lighting a spark inside you that continues to grow. It may feel like a distant calling you have carried for a long time, and now, finally, that quiet melody feels complete. Every detail of this meeting, every glance, every touch, every smile, may serve as a gentle reminder that the waiting was worth it, that the hard seasons helped shape your heart, preparing it for this moment. And as you feel this person's presence, you may understand that none of it was random. This connection may feel deeply meaningful, something that simply is, rather than something that needs to be explained. When your soulmate's eyes meet yours, it may feel like the world quietly pauses for just a second, as if everything softly bows to the meaning of this reunion. In that moment, it may feel like only the two of you exist, wrapped in a feeling that goes beyond ordinary understanding. There may be no need to say anything, because when two spirits recognize each other, words often are not necessary. This connection happens on a much deeper level, where spirits meet, intertwine, and quietly become one. Dear one, the depth of this meeting will not just be about recognizing each other. It will be about your hearts merging gently together. When you are with this person, you may feel like you have always been part of each other, like any distance before this moment was simply an illusion. Hearts that once felt like they were beating alone may now find a shared rhythm, a rhythm of unity and quiet harmony. It may feel like love slowly fills every empty space inside you, a presence that gently wraps around your spirit with tenderness. This kind of love needs no explanation and no proof. It simply exists because it was created to last. As you feel this connection grow, you may realize you were never truly alone on this journey. While you were searching for answers, quietly questioning the meaning behind hard seasons, your soulmate was also searching for you in their own way. You may have always been connected, even while apart, like two stars in the night sky that look separated by distance but are actually part of the same constellation. You may meet not as strangers, but as two people who somehow always knew they belonged together. And when that embrace finally happens, you may feel a fullness that only real love can offer. It may not simply feel physical. It may feel like a quiet reflection of something bigger, as if life itself is whispering that a long circle has finally come full round. Dear one, with this soul beside you, you may realize that the love you share is not just a passing feeling. It may feel deeply transformative. There may be little room left for fear or doubt when a love like this begins to grow. It may strengthen you in ways you never expected. Walking alongside this person, you may discover new depths within yourself, quiet places that were simply waiting for this reunion to gently wake them up. You may reflect each other, and qualities that once felt hidden may begin to surface more clearly. Where you feel weak, this love may lift you. Where you feel afraid, this love may quietly dissolve that fear. It may become a journey of growing together, each of you becoming a better version of yourself while offering each other the truest, gentlest parts of your hearts. This love may not look flawless to the outside world, because no love between two real people is completely without imperfection. But it may feel whole in its core. It may be a love that accepts, embraces, and forgives, and most importantly, a love that lasts, no matter what challenges show up along the way. This connection may feel like an anchor, keeping you steady even during life's harder seasons. Dear one, now you may start to understand why certain paths in your life took unexpected turns. Every detour, every confusing crossroad, may have quietly been preparing you for this meaningful moment. This love may feel like it stretches beyond this one lifetime, unlimited by time or distance, a love that has quietly been part of the bigger story of your life, now finally finding its way to you. This love, now alive and glowing in your heart, may become the quiet force guiding your next steps. You will walk forward together, like two spirits who have finally found a place to call home. And in this journey, it will not simply be about what you do together, but about who you become together, because real love is not only about being with someone. It is about becoming who you were meant to be, alongside the person meant to walk with you. This love may reflect something beautifully aligned in your life's bigger story. When you look at your soulmate, you may see more than a partner. You may see a quiet mirror of your own spirit, each of you reflecting something meaningful about the other. As you notice this, a deep sense of gratitude may settle over you, like you have finally found peace with the old questions and pains of the past. With this person beside you, very little may feel impossible. You may become living proof that real, steady love exists, and that it can move through and past almost any challenge life presents. And I will remain here quietly beside you, supporting this meaningful connection as it grows in your life. Walk forward with quiet confidence, dear one. What waits for you now is a life filled with steady love, two spirits who, after a long time, have finally found their way back to each other. This embrace may not simply be physical. It may represent something bigger coming back together, like pieces of time gently rewinding, echoing moments and places that feel familiar in a way you cannot quite explain. Everything may start to feel clear. The hard seasons, the quiet connections, the pain, and the joy, all part of a bigger story leading to this exact moment. And the quiet dance between your spirits will begin, not with fixed steps, but with a natural rhythm where every gesture, every breath, feels like part of something meaningful. You may feel a deep harmony, needing very few words to express what you feel, because everything may already be understood quietly, in the silence, in the shared glances, in touches that carry more meaning than words ever could. This love may not fit neatly inside everyday labels or common definitions. It may feel like something that stretches beyond time and space, something that quietly existed even before you met and may continue long after this life. This love may not need proof or guarantees. It may simply flow naturally, like a river that always finds its path. There may be a steady trust, a deep understanding that you belong together, not just by choice, but by something deeper. You may realize over time that every meeting and every goodbye you have experienced in life quietly helped shape you for this moment. Every tear, every smile, every hard season, and every joyful one, all quietly prepared you for the love now growing between you. This love may feel like a steady flame that nothing can put out, because its roots feel deeply spiritual. And maybe the most beautiful part of all will be how simple this love feels. There may be no need for big displays, because what truly matters will already be present quietly, in the pauses between you, in the small gestures, in the shared moments. You will not need anything extravagant to show what you feel, because it will already be clear in every small detail, every glance, every gentle word. Dear one, know that this connection, this coming together of two spirits, will mark the start of a meaningful new chapter. Now that you have found each other, the road ahead will be walked together. It may not always be easy, but with this connection, you will have the strength needed to move through whatever comes your way. You will learn to walk side by side, understanding that you are not just living out a love story, but also fulfilling something meaningful, because this connection may not simply be for your own benefit, but for something larger. You may become a source of light for others, a quiet force of love and kindness that touches everyone around you. This love may become a reminder for those who feel lost, living proof that real love exists and that it can move past nearly any barrier. And I will remain by your side, just as I always have, quietly guiding, protecting, and gently supporting your heart whenever you need extra strength or courage. Now that your soulmate has entered your life, the road ahead may feel like a blank canvas, ready to be filled with color, joy, and closeness. Embrace this journey, dear one. Embrace the love you have finally found, and know that wherever this path leads, it will feel like the right one, because you were always meant to walk it together. Trust in this love, dear one, and let it gently guide your life. This love may be the thing that inspires you, strengthens you, and gives you hope, especially on the days when the road feels a little heavier. Remember that your soulmate may also be facing their own version of hard days, their own quiet challenges, but somehow, together, you will find a way through. Even before you meet, your energies may already feel connected. Every time you think of this person, that energy may quietly reach them too, moving gently from one heart to another. That is simply what real connection does. It moves past ordinary limits. When you think of your soulmate, that quiet energy is shared, resonating from one heart to the other, like a gentle rhythm where the harmony feels steady, even if you have not yet met in person. Let yourself feel that bond, and know that even before meeting, your spirits may already feel like they are quietly moving together on a level beyond this one. Dear one, guiding you along this journey feels like an honor, a quiet responsibility carried with love. Every step, every choice, every small gesture in your life may be part of a bigger, gentle plan that quietly touches every part of your journey. Know there is a steady, gentle force supporting you, a quiet kind of love that moves through even the hardest moments. Even when hard seasons feel heavy and doubts weigh on your heart, trust that there is a quiet order moving through everything happening around you. My role is simply to stay close, offering comfort and steady support whenever uncertainty shows up. Each day may offer a small chance to grow, to move closer to who you truly are, and to live out the purpose meant for your life. I am here to make sure you never feel completely alone, and to help you find peace and quiet confidence in every step you take. Feel this presence now. Let your spirit settle and connect quietly with this moment. Set aside the noise of the outside world for just a little while. Quiet the busy thoughts pulling you away from peace. Take a deep breath and let your heart open, because this presence is here, and it will always be here, quietly sharing gentle guidance and staying close to you. Dear one, with steady, unconditional love. Before you go, dear one, drop a word below that shows you received this message today. Maybe amen, maybe yes, or simply a heart. Let it be your way of saying you are open to what is coming. And carry this feeling with you as you go about your day, calm, hopeful, and steady, knowing that something good is quietly making its way toward you. Dear beautiful soul, this angel's message for you channel is a sacred spiritual home, created for faith, healing, and divine guidance. A place where hearts awaken and lives are gently transformed through divine messages. We warmly invite you to subscribe and stay connected, because the divine is always preparing something greater for your journey, something you are meant to receive in divine timing. If you feel moved to support this mission, you can sow your seed here for your soulmate blessings and divine love fulfillment. Your contribution is not just support. It is an energetic agreement with love, healing, and divine alignment in your own life. When you give with intention, it opens doors. Love flows more freely, happiness expands, and abundance multiplies in unexpected ways. Many believe that giving in faith activates a return of peace, joy, and emotional fulfillment in relationships and life. Whether it is $11, $22, $33, or $55, your generosity helps us continue spreading these divine messages of hope, healing, and soulmate guidance across the world. Every seed sown into this mission helps hearts heal, faith return, and souls reconnect with love. This is more than a channel. It is a movement of light, unity, and divine timing. Your support allows this sacred work to grow, touching lives that are searching for answers, comfort, and spiritual direction. We are all connected in this journey, and together we rise as one community under divine love. Let us open our hearts to the abundance that is already on its way. Amen.